This is where it changes. This is the moment most people run from. Not because it's impossible, not because it's unfair, but because it's uncomfortable. Discipline begins exactly where motivation dies. Everyone loves the idea of success. The edits, the highlights, the victory speech, the transformation, the glow up. But what they don't show you is the silence, the repetition, the boring days. The mornings when you wake up and your body feels heavy. The nights when your mind tries to negotiate with you. Skip today. You deserve a break. Start tomorrow. That voice sounds kind. It sounds reasonable. It sounds safe. But that voice is the reason most people stay average. Mindset is not something you're born with. It's something you build. And you build it in moments that don't look impressive. You build it when nobody is clapping, when nobody is watching, when there is no guarantee it will work. Discipline is choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. It's understanding that how you feel in the moment does not dictate what you do. You don't train because you feel motivated. You train because you said you would. You don't work on your goals because it's exciting. You work on them because your word means something. That's where real power starts. The difference between average and elite is not talent. It's not luck. It's not background. It's the ability to act despite emotion. Most people are controlled by their feelings. If they feel good, they work. If they feel tired, they stop. If they feel inspired, they start something new. If they feel bored, they quit. But discipline says something different. Discipline says, I act regardless. Regardless of mood, regardless of weather, regardless of opinions, regardless of fear. And fear will come. There will be days when you doubt yourself, days when progress feels invisible, days when you compare yourself to others and feel behind, days when you question if it's even worth it. That's the test. Because mindset is not proven when everything goes right. It's revealed when everything goes wrong. When you fail and continue. When you lose and return. When you fall and stand back up without drama. That's power. Taking action is not about massive, explosive moves. It's about consistency. It's about showing up again and again until the work compounds. Small actions done daily beat intense bursts done occasionally. You don't need to change your whole life in one day. You need to win today. Win the morning. Win the workout. Win the study session. Win the hour. One controlled decision at a time. Because every decision you make is casting a vote for the person you are becoming. When you choose discipline, you vote for strength. When you choose excuses, you vote for weakness. When you choose action, you vote for growth. And growth is uncomfortable. It requires sacrifice. It requires letting go of old habits. It requires distancing yourself from environments that keep you small. It requires saying no to temporary pleasure so you can say yes to long-term power. That's why few people do it. Comfort is addictive. Scrolling is easy. Complaining is easy. Blaming circumstances is easy. But none of that builds anything. Action builds. Even imperfect action. You don't need the perfect plan. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need approval. You need movement. Start before you believe in yourself. Confidence is not a prerequisite, it is a result. It comes after repetition, after effort, after failure, after you prove to yourself that you don't quit.
Your mind will try to protect you from discomfort. That's what it's designed to do. It wants safety, familiarity, predictability. But growth lives outside of that. The moment you decide to embrace discomfort instead of avoiding it, everything changes. You stop asking, "How do I feel?" and you start asking, "What needs to be done?" That shift is everything. Because when you focus on what needs to be done, emotions lose control. You become dangerous in a quiet way. Not loud, not arrogant, not dramatic. Just consistent. You wake up and execute. You train and execute. You learn and execute. You repeat. While others debate, you act. While others complain, you build. While others hesitate, you move. And over time, the gap becomes obvious. Results don't show immediately. That's another test. The work you do today may not pay off tomorrow. It may not pay off next week, but it is building something internally. Every time you resist distraction, your focus sharpens. Every time you finish what you started, your identity strengthens. Every time you do the hard thing, your standards rise. Identity is built through repeated behavior. If you act disciplined long enough, you become disciplined. If you act focused long enough, you become focused. If you act confident long enough, you become confident. Not because you said it, because you practiced it. Stop waiting to feel like the main character. Build yourself into one. No one is coming to push you every day. No one is going to hold your hand through every obstacle. At some point, you have to decide that your goals matter more than your comfort, that your future matters more than your current mood. And that decision must be renewed daily. Discipline is not a one-time choice. It's a lifestyle. It's waking up and choosing again and again and again. Even when you're tired, even when progress is slow, even when nobody notices, especially then. Because the unseen work is what creates visible results. There will be moments when you want to quit, when the effort feels heavier than the reward, when distractions look more appealing than responsibility. In those moments, remember this. You don't rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your habits. So build habits that carry you when motivation disappears. Make your environment support your goals. Remove what weakens you. Track your progress. Hold yourself accountable. Take ownership. Blaming others keeps you powerless. Taking responsibility gives you control. Even if the situation isn't your fault, your response is always your responsibility. That mindset alone separates leaders from followers. Leaders act. Followers react. If you want a different life, you must become a different person. And becoming different requires doing different things repeatedly. It requires sacrifice. You may lose some comfort. You may lose some people. You may lose some temporary pleasures. But you gain strength. You gain clarity. You gain respect for yourself. And self-respect is powerful. When you know you can rely on yourself, confidence becomes natural. When you know you keep your promises, doubt weakens. So start small if you have to. Set one standard. Keep one promise. Build one habit. Then stack another. Momentum is real. And once it builds, it becomes easier to continue than to stop. The hardest part is the beginning. The hardest part is taking action when nothing is guaranteed. But understand this, inaction guarantees nothing changes. Action at least creates possibility. You don't need certainty to move. You need courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's movement despite fear. Every time you act while afraid, your fear shrinks. Every time you avoid action, your fear grows. So shrink it. Do the hard call. Start the project. Go to the gym. Study the extra hour. Wake up earlier. Not because it's trendy, not because someone told you to, but because you decided to become more focused, more disciplined, more resilient. The world rewards consistency, not intensity. Anyone can go hard for one day. Few can stay consistent for a year. Be the one who stays. Let others chase shortcuts. Let others look for hacks. Let others quit when it's no longer exciting. You stay. You build. You execute. And one day, what felt impossible becomes normal. What felt hard becomes routine. What felt out of reach becomes yours. Not because of luck, because of discipline, because of mindset.